Thank you, Lou. Thank you for the lovely music too. I love that song, 10,000 Reasons. I listen to Vision Radio quite often when I'm driving, and they never fail to play that at least once a day. I seem to hear it, whether it's 10 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. I really love the song. It's good to be here.
It's lovely to have you.
And to share God's word with you. But before that, let's pray. Loving Lord, we just want to hand over this time to you. Thank you, Lord, for what we've been talking about, what our thoughts have been like. Thank you for the songs that we have sung. And thank you, Lord, that your word is precious and powerful and living. And so, Lord, we entrust the next few moments to you and ask that you would give us ears to hear and hearts to accept what you want to say to us. In Jesus' name, amen. He strives to be by your bedside, hoping to be the first voice that you hear. He covets your waking thoughts, those early emotions you have on your pillow. He awakes you with words of worry. He stirs you with thoughts of stress. And if you dread the day as you begin, there is a giant by your bed. And let me tell you, he is just getting started. He breathes down your neck as you have breakfast. He whispers in your ear as you walk out the door. And he sticks as close as he can to you. He will check your calendar. He'll read your mail. And talk more trash than anyone else. He will tell you, you have got nothing what it takes. He will tell you, you're a loser. He will tell you to fold your cards because you have been dealt a bad hand. So who is this? Friends, it is your giant. It is your Goliath. So given half a chance, he'll turn your day in this valley of Elah, taunting and teasing and boasting and echoing claims from one hillside to the other. You see, Goliaths still roam our world today. There is death, disaster, dialysis, danger, deceit, disease, depression, challenges that swagger, take away our sleep, embezzle peace, and take away our joy. But you see, friends, this morning I want to tell you that they can't dominate you. They shouldn't dominate you. For the simple reason of that, we have to know how to deal with it. So you must face your Goliaths by facing God first. You see, when you focus on giants, you stumble. When you focus on God, your giants stumble. From the reading that we had, that Lou read for us, Goliath stares down from the hillside. Only disbelief keeps him from laughing. Goliath standing 10 foot tall, wearing 50 kilograms of armor and snarling like a Mike Tyson at his peak. His biceps burst, his muscles ripple. This day, I defy the ranks of Israel. Give me a man, let us fight each other, he says. But there are no volunteers till today. See, David showed up this morning. He took time off from feeding the sheep to bring food to his brothers on the battlefront. But that's where David hears Goliath defying God, and that's where David makes his decision. He takes his staff in his hand and chooses for himself 5 smooth stones from the brook with his sling in his hand, and he draws near to this Philistine. Goliath scoffs at him. Am I a dog that you come to me with sticks? I mean, this is like a tricycle attacking a 4-wheel drive. It's like a little cavoodle trying to fight a Rottweiler. What odds do you give David against this giant? What odds do you give yourself against the giants that you face, that I face? You see, your Goliath and my Goliath does not carry sword or shield. Rather, he brandishes blades of cancer, depression, disappointments, loneliness, and abandonment. These giants don't parade up and down the hills like Goliath did. You see, friends, they stand in our bedroom. They are in our homes. They bring to us bills sometimes we can't pay, people that we can't please, decisions that we can't make, addictions we can't resist, and things they can't refuse. A past that can't be shaken and a future that you can't face. You and I know well, we know well the role of these Goliaths in our lives. You see, David faced one who foregrounded his challenges morning and night. For 40 days, we are told, twice a day, morning and evening, this Philistine giant strutted in front of this Israelite army. And you know what? Yours and mine do the same. The first thought in the morning, the last thought of the night. This Goliath dominates our day and takes away our joy and our peace. You see, he blocks the sun and leaves you standing in the shadow of a doubt. When Saul and his troops heard the Philistines' challenge, they were terrified. They lost all hope. Friends, how long has he stalked you? How long has he stalked me? What am I telling you? You know this Goliath. You recognize him. You know his walk. And you wince at his talk. But the question I have for you this morning is he all you see? Is he all you see? You know his voice. But is it all that you hear? David saw and heard more than that. You see, read the first words that he spoke. He said, David asked the men standing near him, what will be done for the man who kills this Philistine and removes this disgrace from Israel? Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? Note, friends, David shows up discussing God. He shows up discussing God. The soldiers mentioned nothing about him. The brothers never spoke his name. But David takes one step onto the stage and raises the subject of the living God. He does the same with King Saul. No chit-chat about the battle or questions about the odds. Just an announcement. The Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and from the paw of the bear, he will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine. Friends, can you and I say those same words this morning? Can we say those same words? Can we say, the Lord who brought me out of trouble in the past, the Lord who saved my life when it was lost, the Lord who delivered me from all my iniquities, he will deliver me from whatever my present situation might be. See, when the giant mocks David, the shepherd boy replies, as we just mentioned. No one else discusses God. David discusses no one else but God. A plot appears in the story. More than David versus Goliath, I would say it is God focus versus giant focus. David sees what others don't and refuses to see what others do. All eyes, except David's, fall on this brutal, breathtaking hug. They know his taunts, his demands, they know his size, they can see it, and they know his strut. You know, they are majoring in Goliath. But you see, my friends, David majors in God. He sees the giant, but he just sees God more. Look carefully at David's battle cry. He says, you come to me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel. David sees the armies of God, and because he does, David hurries and runs towards the army to meet this Philistine. David's brothers, they cover their eyes, both in fear and in embarrassment. Saul sighs as this young Hebrew races to certain death. Goliath throws back his head in laughter, just enough to shift his helmet and expose an inch of his forehead. David spots the target, and he seizes the moment. He places the stone in the sling and flings it into the forehead of Goliath. He falls to the ground and dies. David runs over, takes his sword and cuts off his head. You might say that David knew how to get ahead of his giant. What was the last time you did the same? What was the last time, friends, you did the same? Or I did the same. How long since you ran towards your challenge? We tend to retreat, isn't it? We tend to duck behind a desk or to crawl to some place of distraction for a moment, for a day, for a year. We feel safe and secure, insulated. But then the thing returns again and we hear this Goliath once more. Friends, this morning I just want to suggest that we try something different. Rush to your giant with a God-saturated soul. This giant of loneliness and depression and cancer and uncertainty and insecurity. See, you will not conquer me. Say that. How long since you loaded your sling and my sling, and took a swing at your giant? Too long, you say? Then take David as our model. God called him a man after his own heart. A man after his own heart. Now, he didn't say this to anyone else. He didn't say that to Abraham. He didn't say that to Moses. He didn't say that to Joseph. He called Paul an apostle. He called John his beloved. But neither was tagged a man after God's own heart. One may read David's story and wonder what God saw in him. This fellow, he fell as often as he stood. He stumbled as often as he conquered. He stared at Goliath, and yet he Googled at Bathsheba. He could lead armies, but could not manage his own family, we are told. David, the raging, the weeping, yet God-hungry man, a man after God's own heart. We are told he had 8 wives, but he had only one God. A man after God's own heart. That God saw him as such gives you and I hope. See, David's life has little to offer to the saint. If you think that you're perfect, the perfect man looks at David and doesn't think much of him at all. They would find his story disappointing, really. The rest of us find it reassuring. We ride the same roller coaster in life. We alternate between the mountain and the valley. We alternate between joys and fears. In David's good moments, no one was better. In his bad moments, could anyone be worse? The heart God loved was a checkered one, wasn't it? We read David's story. Giants lurk in our neighborhoods. Giants that are said of rejection and failure, remorse and struggles. You see, friends, the fact is that we have to face them. They are there. Yet we not need to face them alone. We've got to focus first and most on God. The times David did, the giants fell. The days he didn't, David did. Tell this story with an open Bible. If you go back this afternoon, read 1 Samuel 17 again. Just list the observations that David made regarding Goliath. I find only two. Only two. One statement to Saul about Goliath in verse 36, and one to Goliath's face. He says, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" That's it. Goliath remitted comments. No questions, no inquiries about his age or his skill or his social standing. David asked nothing about the weight of his spear or the size of his shield. But he gives much thought to God. Read his words again in 1 Samuel 17. This time underlining his references to the Lord. The armies of the living God, verse 26. The armies of the living God, verse 36. The Lord of hosts, the God of armies of Israel, verse 45. The Lord will deliver you into my hand, verse 46. The Lord does not stay with spear and sword, but the battle is the Lord's, verse 47. You see, friends, I count 9 references. 9 references. God thoughts outnumber Goliath thoughts. 9-2. How does this compare with you and me? Do we ponder God's grace 4 times as much as we ponder our guilt? Is our list of blessings, as we sang about, 4 times as long as our list of complaints? We mentioned a mental file that hope of 4 times as thick as a file of dread. Are we 4 times as likely to describe the strength of God as the demands of our day? do what David did. We should pick up 5 stones and make 5 decisions. Friends, ever wonder why David took 5 stones into battle? Why didn't he pick 2 or why didn't he pick 20? If you reread the story, I believe it reveals 5 answers. 5 answers. Firstly, the stone of the past. You see, Goliath reignited David's memory. While everyone else quivered, David remembered. God gave David the strength to wrestle a lion and tear down a bear. And David remembered this. You see, good memories hold us in good state. Bad memories are not helpful at all. The story is told of a pastor of a church who was attempting to raise money for a new building. Goliath woke him up one morning with ridicule. "You guys are crazy," he said. "You will never collect this kind of money. The economy is down. People are stressed." These thoughts had him running for the trees. But then he remembered David. He remembered the lion and the bear. So he decided to go out and do what David did, to gaze at God's victories. He turned out of bed, he turned on the light, he pulled out some paper and began making a list of the lion and the bear conquest. In the previous years, a businessman had donated several acres of land to the church. Another church had bought their own building. Members gave above their needs, enabling the church to be debt-free. God had done this before, he realized. He can do it again. Remember his marvelous works, which he has done. Friends, it's good to catalog, to make a note of God's successes, of the good things that he has done for you. Keep a list of the world records he has broken. Has he not walked you through the deep waters? Has he not proven to be faithful? Have you not known his provision? The times he heard your cry and he answered you? Friends, pick up the stone of the past, firstly. Secondly, pick up the stone of prayer. You see, before going high, David went low. Before ascending to fight, David descended to prepare. See, don't face your giants without first doing the same. Dedicate time to prayer. You know, Paul said, prayer is essential in this ongoing warfare. Pray long and pray hard. Prayer was David's success. When Saul's soldiers tried to capture him, David turned to God. He said, "You have been my refuge and defense in the day of trouble." He said, "Be good to me, God. I have run to you for dear life. I'm hiding under your wings until the storm blows over. You, God, hold me together," he said. When David soaked his mind in God, he stood. When he didn't, he fell. Friends, do you think he spent time in prayer the evening before he seduced Bathsheba? Do you think so? Do you think he wrote one of his psalms that day, the day he murdered Uriah? Extremely doubtful. Extremely doubtful. You know, Isaiah says that God will keep in perfect peace all who trust in him, whose thoughts are fixed in him. You see, no, God does not just promise peace, but perfect peace. Friends, undiluted, unspotted, unhindered peace to those whose minds are fixed on God. You know, forget occasional glances. Forget random ponderings. Peace is promised to the one who fixes his thoughts and desires on God. So invite God's help. Pick up the stone of prayer. Thirdly, your tallest finger is to remind you of your highest priority, which is God's reputation. You know, David jealously guarded it. No one was going to defame his Lord. David fought so that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. It says in verse 46, "You shall know that the Lord does not save with sword or spear, for the battle is the Lord's." Friends, David saw Goliath as a chance for God to show off, if you like it. Did David know that he would come through this battle alive? No. But he was willing to give his life for the reputation of God. What if you saw your giant in the same manner? Rather than fear him, welcome him. Your cancer is God's chance to portray his healing hand. Your sin is God's opportunity to show his grace. Your struggling finances or marriage can give you the privilege of experiencing God's power. Fourth, friends, pick up the stone of passion. David ran not away from, but towards his God. On one side, Saul and his cowardly army gazed. On the other, Goliath and his men laughed. Who would have bet on David? Who would have bet on him? Not the Philistines, not the Hebrews, not his brothers, not his king. But there was one who did. God did. So David runs towards his giant. Friends, let us do the same. Let us do the same. What good has pondering over your problems got you? You stare at them too long. Listing hurts won't heal. Itemizing problems won't solve them. Thinking of rejections won't remove them. David emphasizes the Lord. So take up the stone of passion. There's one more stone. The stone of persistence. I believe David didn't think one rock would do. He maybe knew that Goliath had 4 relatives, and if you read 2 Samuel, you will find that Goliath had 4 relatives. David thought that they would come running to defend him if something went wrong. If that is what it took David, David was ready for it. Imitate him, never give up. You see, friends, one prayer might not be enough. One apology might not do it. One day or month or resolve might not suffice. You may get knocked down a time or two, but don't quit. Keep loading the rocks. Keep swinging the sling. David took 5 stones. He made 5 decisions. Friends, next time Goliath wakes you, wakes me, let us reach for a stone. They will be out of the room before you load your sling. You see, note the absence of miracles in this story. I mean, there was no Red Sea opening, there was no dead Lazarus walking, there was no blind Bartimaeus being able to see again. There were no miracles as such. But I believe there is one. The miracle is David. That was the miracle. A shepherd boy highlights this truth of the miracle of this story. Friends, if you focus on giants, and look, as I said before, we all have giants. You will stumble. But if you focus on God, your giants stumble. You know, the God who made a miracle out of David stands ready to make a miracle for you and for me as well. So I trust that you'll be encouraged from this story, that the next time you face a Goliath, and friends, let me tell you, it won't be long. It won't be long, they come all the time. The moment you do that, focus on God. Remember that David was able to do that. And remember the good things God has done for you. And He's a God who's faithful, a God who's loving, who's kind, who loves us dearly and wants to give us good things. And there's nothing, as God says, there's nothing too hard for Him. Nothing. He said, fear not. Do not be discouraged. So I trust that you will be encouraged by the story from David, and God will bless you richly today and in the days ahead. Let's pray. Father, we just want to thank you for your word. Lord, thank you for that story that we read. And thank you, Lord, for the reality, even as Luke prayed before. When we look at the news or open the papers or turn the radio on, Lord, it's most disaster. Whenever we wake up in the morning, somebody's been broken into or a car has been stolen or somebody's been found dead. Lord, there are so many Goliaths that come into our lives. Lord, we live in a world with even families and friends and workmates, and Lord, it seems to be disaster after disaster. It seems to be this monstrous being in front of us, and we don't know what to do. But thank you for the reminder that you're never far away from us. Thank you, Lord, that we can turn to you, and you'll always hold our hand, and you're always there to embrace us. So bless us today. Bless this church too, we pray. Thank you for Lou and everybody concerned. We ask, Lord, that even in the coming months as they celebrate their 30 years, Lord, that you would bless them richly. Even as they think of the past and see the wonderful way that you have walked with them and talked with them and been their God and their Savior. So thank you again for this morning. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.